That means I'm gonna be in the ring different. Like I say to him in Spanish, he need he needs 20 like him to give me a little
Size
problems.
difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch.
Canelo Alvarez means to the Mexican fans what Floyd Money Mayweather meant for black people.
At a live press conference, Canelo Alvarez issued a strong warning to Terence Crawford, expressing full confidence in his ability to defeat him. Canelo emphasized that his experience and skill set were far superior, and he believed he had the clear advantage due to the difference in weight classes. He pointed out that Crawford, coming from 3 divisions below, posed little threat in terms of challenge. Canelo asserted that his size, strength, and experience would ultimately lead him to victory, viewing the potential fight as an opportunity to further prove his dominance in
Bud Crawford
boxing.
Yeah.
just won his debut. Just won his debut at 154. Said if the money's right, we'll fight. Everybody wants that fight. What do you feel about that matchup? People saying wait, all this stuff. How do you feel about that?
Everybody wants to fight me. Everybody calling me out and everything. And like I say, I have nothing to win with Crawford. 2, 3 weights class less than me. But if the money is right, why not? Right? Why not? But look, I'm focused 100% on Berlanga. I know I have a challenge in front. I never overlook any fighter. So I'm focused 100% in this, and then
Canelo Alvarez, the undisputed super middleweight champion, has consistently showcased exceptional power, precision, and defensive skills throughout his career. His ability to control the pace and dictate the terms of a fight has established him as a dominant force in the division. Terence Crawford, on the other hand, is celebrated for his versatility, speed, and adaptability, having achieved undisputed status in multiple weight classes. His ability to switch seamlessly between orthodox and southpaw stances, combined with a sharp ring IQ, enables him to outmaneuver opponents and exploit openings. This clash of styles, Canelo's power and experience versus Crawford's agility and technique, promises to deliver a thrilling spectacle, potentially marking a historic moment in boxing
Crawford
history.
said that he moved up. He moved up and won. Canelo moved up and lost.
They talk all the crazy stuff about me going up, having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won.
I don't think that was a strong point because Canelo Alvarez actually moved up and won. I mean, he moved up a lot of weight classes. But if you want to talk about light heavyweight, he moved up and he beat Kobe. Then he moved up again and he lost. And he lost to Fidel. Terence Crawford, on the other hand, he moved up to 154. He won 115, 113, but it was with an 11-0 Madrimov who didn't really have much of a presence. Right? But yeah, there's a difference, to be real. I mean, Bivol is a Hall of Fame. Okay, this guy, all time light heavyweight. It's a bit different. Canelo did knock out Kovalev when he did move up. And Kovalev is a bigger challenge at light heavyweight than Madrimov at
Trainer
154.
Joel Diaz has emphasized the significant impact that size differences can have in boxing, especially when smaller fighters move up in weight to face naturally larger opponents. He argues that even a single punch can drastically change the outcome of a fight, particularly when one fighter is accustomed to competing at a higher weight class. Diaz's perspective is especially relevant in the context of the upcoming matchup between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. While Crawford has displayed exceptional skill and adaptability throughout his career, Diaz suggests that moving up 2 weight classes to face a fighter like Alvarez presents serious challenges. As a natural super middleweight, Alvarez holds clear advantages in size, strength, and experience against bigger opponents. Although Crawford is known for his speed and technical ability, Diaz stresses that these attributes may not fully offset the physical disparities in this case. The ability to absorb and withstand punches from larger fighters is a critical factor, and Alvarez's experience in this area could provide him with a decisive
When they say that
edge.
Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect them. I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. I can see the same thing. When you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting another time, now look at it. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing. Okay, Madrimov is a 4 pounder. Now to move up to one, he has 2 more decisions. Canelo Alvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G. The heaviest hitter in that division. Canelo took those shots like a champ. I don't think Crawford has anything.
Canelo Alvarez's path to greatness has been defined by his willingness to face formidable opponents across multiple weight classes. His victories over larger fighters have solidified his reputation as a resilient and strategic boxer. Beyond his accomplishments in the ring, Canelo holds deep cultural significance for Mexican fans, much like the admiration Floyd Mayweather Jr. commands within black communities. Born in Guadalajara, Jalisco, Canelo's rise from humble beginnings resonates strongly with his supporters, as his journey embodies the aspirations of many Mexicans, symbolizing perseverance, determination, and national pride.
Canelo is beating these guys with all 5 layers of defense. Number 1, feet. Number 2, elbows, hands, shoulders, and the mind. This is exactly how both of those guys got to the highest level of boxing supremacy. Canelo Alvarez means to the Mexican fans what Floyd Money Mayweather meant for black people. 50 wins in boxing, no losses, no draws.
Sean Porter, a former welterweight champion who has shared the ring with Terence Crawford, has expressed concerns about Crawford's ability to withstand Canelo Alvarez's power. While Porter acknowledges Crawford's toughness, he questions whether Crawford can handle the physicality of a naturally bigger and stronger opponent like Canelo. He emphasizes that taking punches from a larger man presents a different kind of challenge, and the weight difference could significantly affect the outcome of the fight. Porter suggests that Crawford may need to rely on movement and avoid direct exchanges to neutralize Canelo's power. He also points out that, although Crawford has shown resilience against hard-hitting welterweights, stepping up to super middleweight introduces a new level of difficulty. Porter's insights highlight the complexities of this matchup and underscore the importance of strategy and adaptability when facing a formidable opponent like Canelo Alvarez.
Others say, like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he's still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo have, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another. You know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out.
Promoter Eddie Hearn has described the upcoming fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford as a freak fight, emphasizing the significant weight disparity between the two fighters. Crawford, who has been competing at welterweight and light middleweight, will be moving up to super middleweight to challenge Canelo, a natural champion in that division. Hearn notes that on fight night, Canelo could weigh around 185-190 pounds, while Crawford might be around 168-170 pounds, highlighting a considerable size and power advantage for the Mexican star. Despite Crawford's exceptional skills and historic achievement as the first male boxer to become undisputed in 2 weight classes, Hearn expresses skepticism about his ability to overcome such a physical mismatch. He suggests that even if Crawford performs well, the size difference could prove to be a major obstacle, and a victory for Alvarez might not carry the same significance due to the imbalance in natural
Bridge
size.
this weight
Yeah,
gap.
I don't think he can, in all honesty. I mean,
Yeah.
he might not be able to bridge it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So
One weight
60,
class.
68, yeah, but you're coming up from 35, 35, 40, 47, 54. Sooner or later, it's one too many. And 68 is definitely too many. But Crawford's brilliant. Like, he's a genius. He's a generational great. So maybe he can find a way to do it. But I feel he'd be hugely outsized against Canelo
Alvarez.
But you have to use your movement. If you're Terence Crawford in that fight, the last thing you want to do is stand and trade. He'd be moving a lot in that fight, trust me. I'm not saying he'd be running, but he would be moving a lot. Of course, that's the way to beat him.
Dan Rafael, a seasoned boxing analyst, has offered an in-depth look at the highly anticipated clash between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. scheduled for September 12, 2025, in Las Vegas. Rafael emphasizes the bout's historical significance, marking it as a pivotal moment where two pound-for-pound elites collide. Crawford's bold decision to move up to the super middleweight division to challenge Alvarez reflects his ambition and self-belief. While Crawford's technical skill, adaptability, and ring intelligence are well established, Rafael notes that transitioning to 168 pounds introduces new challenges, particularly in terms of physical demands and power dynamics. In contrast, Alvarez's dominance at super middleweight is defined by his strength, experience, and tactical mastery. Rafael highlights Alvarez's ability to control the pace of fights and his resilience, making him a formidable opponent for any challenger. This matchup, he argues, is not just a test of skill, but a battle of legacies. A win for Crawford would not only make him a 5-division world champion, but also solidify his place among boxing's all-time greats. For Alvarez, defeating a fighter of Crawford's caliber would further cement his legacy and continued dominance in the sport. Rafael underscores that this fight transcends titles. It's about two champions pushing their limits and each other. The immense anticipation surrounding the bout speaks to the reputations and stakes involved. Meanwhile, Alvarez has expressed a strong desire for the fight to deliver the excitement fans crave, especially after his recent bout against William Skull, which was widely criticized for its lack of action and set a record for the fewest combined punches thrown in a 12-round fight since CompuBox began tracking stats. Alvarez, frustrated by Skull's overly defensive style, stressed the importance of an engaging fight and hopes Crawford will bring a more aggressive, action-driven approach. He believes the fans deserve a thrilling contest and expects this matchup to be remembered as a dynamic and memorable
What's your
event.
message to fighters who will fight you in the future? Obviously not Crawford, but with that kind of mindset, they just want to last the distance.
That's a mediocre mind. That's a mediocre mind because they come just to survive, to go to the 12th round. That's a mediocre mind. You need to put a good fight there and put great show, you know? You know what I mean?
Do you think Crawford will employ the same tactics?
I hope not. I hope not because the people deserve a good fight.
What do you make of the Crawford fight next?
Huh?
How excited are you for the Crawford fight?
I'm excited. I'm gonna enjoy this win and then. Good.
What did you think of Ryan Garcia's?
Dan Rafael, a seasoned boxing analyst, has offered an in-depth look at the highly anticipated clash between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, scheduled for September 12, 2025, in Las Vegas. Rafael emphasizes the bout's historical significance, marking it as a pivotal moment where two pound-for-pound elites collide. Crawford's bold decision to move up to the super middleweight division to challenge Alvarez reflects his ambition and self-belief. While Crawford's technical skill, adaptability, and ring intelligence are well established, Rafael notes that transitioning to 168 pounds introduces new challenges, particularly in terms of physical demands and power dynamics. In contrast, Alvarez's dominance at super middleweight is defined by his strength, experience, and tactical mastery. Rafael highlights Alvarez's ability to control the pace of fights and his resilience, making him a formidable opponent for any challenger. This matchup, he argues, is not just a test of skill, but a battle of legacies. A win for Crawford would not only make him a 5-division world champion, but also solidify his place among boxing's all-time greats. For Alvarez, defeating a fighter of Crawford's caliber would further cement his legacy and continued dominance in the sport. Rafael underscores that this fight transcends titles. It's about two champions pushing their limits and each other. The immense anticipation surrounding the bout speaks to the reputations and stakes involved. Meanwhile, Alvarez has expressed a strong desire for the fight to deliver the excitement fans crave, especially after his recent bout against William Skull, which was widely criticized for its lack of action, and set a record for the fewest combined punches thrown in a 12-round fight since CompuBox began tracking stats. Alvarez, frustrated by Skull's overly defensive style, stressed the importance of an engaging fight and hopes Crawford will bring a more aggressive, action-driven approach. He believes the fans deserve a thrilling contest and expects this matchup to be remembered as a dynamic and memorable event.